Welcome to Behind the Scenes at ID8 Studios, the place where we explore the art of producing art. I'm Steve Sue with my buddy.
I'm Crystal Backey.
Yeah, and our guest, Sean LaVau. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are a broker extraordinaire, which means real estate stuff, right?
I don't know about that extraordinaire, but yes, definitely a real estate.
I think you're extraordinaire, for sure.
All right.
All right. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about how to stage a home for sale. Quite the art form, yes?
Yeah, because I think that everybody forgets it's not always about the outside, it's about what you do with the inside. That's where people are going to live. So it's all about you setting up the house the right way.
What does that mean? Like, you just make it pretty? Because I know you like pretty stuff.
I do. I love interior designing as well.
Well, I think to add to that is the interior design concept is the visual that we all love. But I think what people forget is that when you are selling a home, you're selling it to another family. Right? So you've got to get that home where it's ready. Not ready for you, but ready to sell. Ready to attract that buyer visually.
So you're trying to change people's minds about a house or just make a scene like, I want to live here?
Yeah, like do you make it cozy and lived in?
I think more than anything is I try to make the house comfortable, a little sex appeal, but neutral.
Sex appeal. Flowers in the bathtub.
But neutral.
Does that work?
No, I'm not sure, Steve, if that would work too well. Yeah,
roses.
But I would say,
Cookies in the oven.
Yeah, I'd say cookies in the oven, but I think that would be more of the smell, but I think more it's about the visual. So we always look the kitchen, the master bedroom, and the backyard. So those are aesthetics with lighting and water features.
So you have like lamps and a couch and everything that's in there. Like, do you pay for that, or is that part of what they buy?
What if all my stuff is in there already? What do you do with all the extra stuff?
Well, that's the one that's probably the most difficult because most homeowners get so emotionally attached to the property. They want 5,000 photographs on the refrigerator.
Or you just don't see all that crap, right?
Yeah, I have everything taken off, including the coffee makers, the kitchen counter space. Usually has 3 or 4 items.
Where do you store all that stuff?
They put it in the garage.
But isn't somebody going to see the garage?
Oh, they'll absolutely see the garage. Open the door and say, there's the garage.
Wouldn't you want to off-site it so they can be, this is a spacious garage where I can have my man cave?
Well, it's spacious enough to go in there, but the boxes, and if we have to...
It's going to have all those Hello Kitty, those big plastic bins with all those collectibles.
Right.
No, you don't want that stuff in there,
If you have to, then you're going to go rent a storage unit, which I've had to have my clients do.
Well, it's the stuff that is in the house that's for the company, or is it for the people who own the house currently?
There, you nailed it. That's the whole thing is when you sell a property, don't you want the buyer to visualize and feel emotionally that this is going to be their house? And when you have all of your stuff cluttered all about you and the family, which is beautiful, but you got to give a little bit of a breather that when that buyer comes in, they go, oh my God, can't you imagine our sofa over here? Oh my God, couldn't you imagine family being entertained over here? But you got so much stuff that they're moving and walking around and feeling nervous, or the death is getting the buyer to feel awkward. So you want them to feel very fresh, very open, and give them plenty of space. Remember, square footage equals value. So the more square footage you have, the more value you're going to bring to your pocketbook.
Okay. So less is more.
Absolutely.
What about pets? Because we like dogs, but what if somebody else doesn't, or they're allergic, or whatever?
Great question, Steve. It's another big one. I deal with a lot of entertaining clients, and they have all their special dogs and animals. And what I say is, like with anything in life, not everybody loves Doritos. Not everybody loves the same thing. Well, maybe we all love Doritos. Okay, maybe that one's different.
We load the pantry with Doritos. Yeah. That's how we sell this house, right?
But honestly, it really comes down to is making them feel comfortable. So I've learned with pets is I try to have them go to doggy hotels, or mostly they go with the owners and they go to the mall, or maybe do a little
walk. What
about
like pet hair? Like somebody comes in with a white glove and they're doing this, or because they're going to find pet hairs, or I don't know. Maybe the smells even, right?
Well, that's something that comes into play where you got to stage it. Now, that comes to the staging, which I call it the artistic, visually, and smelly. So that's where...
Why do they call it staging?
Well, because staging's like anything. It's like a movie or a commercial. It's all about you making sure that when those people walk through that door, they're like, well, my goal is they're wowed. They're wow.
So like they're the actor, they're the star of their own story.
Well,
Like, maybe you're making a better life for them.
Well, you're producing literally a little emotional visual movie. This family's going to be here for the 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So you're staging.
You don't want them there that long because you want to sell it again.
Well, that would be nice, but I count on them being happy.
You want them to be like 3 years happy, right? And here's my card. My card's under every sofa.
Yeah, unfortunately, our team doesn't work that way. No, we want them to be long-term and very happy for many years to come.
All right. Unless you work by a high technology center where everybody's like a revolving door anyway.
Well, that would be the commercial division.
3 years in internet time is eternity. That's the new 15-year cycle. Just thinking about it. Put those business cards in the crack of the couch, John. That's my tip to you, buddy.
Okay.
Okay, so what about outside? Curb appeal, I know, is big in real estate. What do you do to the outside of a house to make it like that picture-perfect, storied moment?
Yeah, and believe it or not, as I said, the inside's the hardest because everybody is so emotionally attached to their coffee mug and their magnets and this little thing in the hallway. So once you get the owners to understand, to visualize some other family coming in, the outside, meaning the front, is my most important because that's like anything. Steve, when you met your wife for the first time, I'm sure you're like, oh my God, right?
No, I wasn't. She
Well-
didn't like me. I didn't like her.
Okay.
It took a long time. But eventually it was like, yeah, oh my God, eventually. Oh my
Okay.
God, what's been under my feet for all these years? Oh my God, I want her. Yes, and she will be mine, and she was. And so I'm like, yeah, down. But I don't know, it didn't have much to do with curb appeal.
Okay,
She is a smart-looking woman, though, I have to tell you.
Okay, so there we
Right.
got one. Okay, so that was curb appeal. There was that front part that got you. And that is the curb appeal with the home that people be like, oh, I don't want to invest $500, Sean, to get it cleaned up and put some flowers in the front. And I go, well, if you invest $500, I'll make you $5,000 to $15,000. Now multiply that really fast. So in other words, you invest this amount, I will at least multiply that by 10 to 15 times. Because bottom line is when that
That's
potential
way
buyer,
better than the stock market.
Yeah. and when you say curb appeal, is this like what the house looks like from the outside when you're looking at it?
yeah, because you will be blown away on $1 million home and they got 2 or 3 cars. One of them that I'm thinking about had a jack on it, that they were working on it. It's like, you got to be
What's a
kidding.
jack?
It jacked up, ready to do an oil change or look at something
On
underneath
a
car.
car, you mean?
A car,
Oh,
yes.
I thought you meant the house was jacked up.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, that'd be something else. But yes, it's about you getting that front that they look at it and go, wow.
Curb appeal, like you're standing on the curb or you're in a car driving
Yes.
by.
Yeah, and it's appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
want that house.
Yes.
I see the sign. It
Okay,
says
yeah,
Sean
it's
LaVau
the first
on it.
impression.
Well, and think about
must have it.
And think about ads. What is it? The key is 3 seconds, at least the world that I'm in. So you got 3 seconds to the same buyer. And we got to realize, too, guys, I'm really sorry, but most of the buyers that really sign it is the woman. At the end of the day, it's the one. And it's usually the one that goes the curb appeal. She goes, oh, my God, honey, back up. Or, oh, my God, honey, give me a second. I want to go look it up. Oh, my God, the inside. Why? Because the owners took the advice of their broker, went and did it right, and they're hooked. Then they want to make an appointment. They come in, and then it's called staging 2. Now you have the backdrop music, a little bit of Is in the back, a little bit of cookies, a little bit of coffee, fresh
Wait,
brewed.
time out. Staging is 2, it means another meeting with the same client, or is that like an
Well,
open
now I'm
house?
getting ready for the buyers to come in. Now they come in at 10 a.m. I'm there at 9
That's like an
o'clock.
open house, you're saying?
Well,
Like
no,
many people
this is
come
now
in?
an appointment.
Oh,
So
okay.
now they made an appointment because remember the buyer, we picked on you that you did the curb appeal. You looked out and went, oh my God. Then you went online. You went, oh, the inside's beautiful. Oh my God, look at the kitchen. Look at the master bedroom. Look at the backyard. You made an appointment. So let's make it for Saturday at 10 a.m. So I go there at 9. I call that staging 2. Now I do all the visual, the smelly, all the other emotions that God put into us that goes, oh my God, this feels like home. So I turn the coffee on.
Do you do research on people? Do you like stalk them? Like, what is the man like? Because when he comes in, is he a man cave guy or is he, or the
That's
other
a good
kind of,
question.
like the metrosexual that decorates the Christmas tree everywhere and is looking for where do I store my Christmas ornaments?
And that's really good. And one thing I've humbly learned it is literally impossible for you to do that. So what I do is I said in the beginning, neutral. If
Right.
you keep the property neutral, it doesn't offend anybody. If it's over the top, then you know you weren't neutral. If your bedroom has some kind of questionable stuff, and I've had to do it, from maybe guns to some other stuff that just they're very casual about it. And it's not that somebody be offended, but maybe they'd be nervous, right? So remember, neutral all the way down the line.
Like colors for paints, even.
And I've had to have some clients paint the rooms, yes. That would become neutral. If it's just way, like I had one room that the teenage boy, the whole room was pitch black, and he had the curtains pitch black, and then behind the black curtains there was a pitch black blind and some wild stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
So I said, guys, you know we're gonna sell it. Your home is beautiful. You're 95% there. Let's go tell that son that we're gonna give him $100 on Amazon, and let's go paint that room, and let's get this home sold. And they do it. And it sells.
So do you give them kind of a laundry list of things that have to get done, how much it might cost, and then how much it might net them more for the house? Or do you just kind of just generally say, just do it and trust me?
It goes both ways, but in general, it doesn't work as much. Most of my clients are real number crunchers, little ledgers and spreadsheets. So yeah, no, I do go into saying, guys, if you put, I even get into time. But then because of my network, 27 years in the business, that from landscapers, pool people, house cleaners, carpet installers. So whatever it takes, I have a team that can come in, and most of my clients travel a lot, that I bring in a crew and they get it done for them.
So what
Wow.
about trends in this space? Are there any particular aesthetic trends that you're trying to hit? I mean, you're trying to be kind of vanilla, but is there anything in particular?
Well, that's a
people
great
look for?
question, Steve. But see, it all comes down to the product. So to me, it'd be like a movie. If you got a budget, you got $1 million. Well, that means kind of there's only a certain part of the movie you can do, right? It's the same thing with the house. If I got a 500 square foot little house, well, there's only so much appeal I can do. So, man, I better work on that square footage, right? I got to really do some other things to visually go, wow, but hey, guys, but look at the backyard. It's on a 12,000 square foot lot, maybe a little 5,000 square foot little Ohana. There's so many directions you go, but that really is getting you to be creative. But if I got a 10,000 square foot house and it's got one 800 square foot, vacant room, I'm going to tell them invest about 10 grand and let's build a home theater, or maybe do a little studio. Maybe as we went through the pandemic, is a lot of big now offices. Make this your dream office, that you're away from the office, but you got this beautiful office.
Yes, yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, Crystal, about plants too, because we like plants.
I
right?
love plants.
And-
Do you use plants to stage it?
to cover up stuff, or
Lowe's
to,
and
I don't
Home
know.
Depot knows me by name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind plants when you bring them in?
Well, plants, as we know, just brings life. So I'm really, no offense to all the interior decorators, but for the most part, I'm really against the fake plants, because it already kind of gives that feeling. Unless they're so incredibly genius, which I've had a few where you go, oh my God, and you almost want to smell it. Then those kind of make the changes, but I'm really big into the 30-day window. Get all fresh flowers, even fresh flowers in the kitchen. Just a bouquet that they go in there and they're just like, wow. Again, remember, it's like you go into a resort and you walk in there and your husband or wife surprises you and you got fresh flowers. What there? See, look at your face.
Yeah.
It was right there. And that's what I get for the buyer and seller when they walk into that master bedroom, and in the bathtub area, I have fresh roses all over inside the bathroom.
Wow.
And of course, the
Fancy.
bathtub is running,
Super
bubbles are
fancy.
going, and a bottle of champagne with 2 champagne
What?
glasses.
Champagne?
Oh, now
Does it
that
come with the
wouldn't
house?
work with the 500 square foot
Yeah,
house.
okay.
See,
It,
so
it might. It might.
yeah, actually, it might help.
It might keep you at the open house a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about a behind the scenes story, good or bad, like horror story or great conquest?
I would say the one that probably excites me the most, that you got me off the cuff, was my passion is fractional ownership. It's a very unique industry in the real estate business, and it's more for the high-end type of, I'd say, investors and buyers. So I was doing a fractional in the Big Island, Kona side, and gated community, and the developer said, hey, I just don't want to do your normal open house, and I want you to do it my way. Total control guy. So I went in there and did it his way. Oh, it was so boring. I couldn't wait for the first 2 hours to be done. So the next day I said, now we're going to do it my way. So I got 2 of the girls in the office. I got 2 of their daughters. They came in. I got 6 cases of champagne. I got sushi delivered. I had pastries in the morning, hot chocolate for the kids. And you could imagine when the couple walked in, the kids had orange juice, the couple had orange juice or mimosa, and they walked around the whole entire property, which was about 7,000 square feet, and a view looking out on the whole Kona coast, with music of Is being played in the back. And that is my story. And the popcorn machine is going on in the theater, and you smell it going through the house. And again, the champagne in the master bedroom. So it's just those ones that you step back and you go, it's what God put into us. We're emotional, we're visual, we love the touchy feeling. And really, it's our home. That's my goal, is how to make it where you want to be at this home.
And that is how you stage a home for sale.
That's really
You guys
beautiful.
know now. Thank you, Sean LaVau. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
I don't want to sell my house, but if I ever do, buddy, you're the guy. For Crystal Bakke, Steve Sue, myself, thanks for joining us. This is ID8 show behind the scenes. And for more on Sean, do you want anybody to know where to get you as a broker?
Yeah, thank you. So for California, my phone number is 661-816-7200. And proudly to say for Hawaii is 808-990-3200.
In the 808. Right on, buddy. For more on behind the scenes at ID8 Studios, check out id8studios.org. Thanks for joining us.